Thank you very much. Alongside Pierre, LeBrun, both teams choosing to have a full team skate the day ahead of game number 7. Pierre will go practice to practice. For the Oilers, there was no Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Team said he was under the weather. They expect him to be available. The other notable thing was Evander Kane. Chris Knobloch said is healthy enough to play, but it's hard to think, even though it's Evander Kane, and he has been good in the playoffs over the years for Edmonton, that they would consider a change.
I mean, it'd be hard to believe. 3 season-saving victories with the same lineup. How do you touch that if you're the Edmonton Oilers? It's the best hockey they played arguably the entire playoffs with that lineup right now. I wouldn't touch it.
Meanwhile, on the other side, no Sergei Bobrovsky. They did say that there was no issue there, and they expect him to be available to play in game number 7. But what we did see was a lot of Paul Maurice checking in with his players. One-on-one meetings, kind of all over the ice, Pierre. What do you think the message from this veteran coach would be to try and settle this group in?
Yeah, and it's about focusing on one game, and I think part of his message would have been to his players, the same way the Oilers were able to sort of turn the page on 3 losses, we can turn the page on 3 losses. And he said afterwards, one is, checked on the players to make sure that I understood what were the hockey conversations the players were having amongst each other. And then number 2, what were the mood conversations they were having with each other? Where are they mentally entering Game 7?
Bit of a different dynamic for the Edmonton Oilers going into Game 7. So the Florida Panthers 3 times now have had the cup wheeled into the building, and they've been the ones with the chance to win it. And they admitted they probably struggled with that, at least in game number 1, that getting to them a little bit. It'll be the first time for the Edmonton Oilers that they face that in Game 7, Pierre. So I wonder how McDavid, Draisaitl, and company will process that pressure for the first time.
So the answer is no one knows, not even Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. This will be a first in their careers. You know, they've been amazing in the last 3 games just surviving and playing another game. But the different kind of pressure that comes when you enter that rink and you understand that the cup is in a case and your hands could be on at the end of the night, that's never been felt before by most players on that team. And then the answer is, let's see how they handle it. No one knows.
Big picture, Game 7, with everything on the line, when a team's come back from 3-0, it almost transcends hockey. You feel like the attention that this game is going to get because of the drama that's been created is going to be pretty significant.
I guarantee you, Ryan, there are people that are going to tune in tomorrow night that may not have watched a hockey game in 10 years. I'm serious, because you don't have to be a baseball fan, but you remember when the Boston Red Sox came back from 0-3 down to beat the rival New York Yankees in 2004. That's a story, period. It's beyond a sports story. And if the Edmonton Oilers pull this off, but even the intrigue of whether or not they can or not, that's going to be a massive audience.
By the way, talking about big picture, how about everything the league's got going on right now? And just how much everything is crammed in and sandwiched in. A lot of people complain about the scheduling, but boy, the NHL's got center stage here for the next few days. The schedule's nuts.
Well, I can tell you this. First time in my 30 years covering the NHL, I'm going straight from the Stanley Cup final to the draft, which is the first round is on Friday. And a week Monday, it's July 1st. So for the Edmonton Oilers, Ken Holland's contract expires as GM on Sunday at midnight. The Oilers will have a matter of days to go to Leon Draisaitl and say, hey, how you feeling?
How's this looking?
Yeah, so it's a crazy time. And, of course, on the other side, the Florida Panthers, 57-goal man Sam Reinhart is UFA in a week. And the Panthers have to figure out if they can shoehorn a new contract under the cap.
Man, a lot going on right now. By the way, McDavid and Draisaitl both asked back when they were kids and they were playing out a pretend Game 7, who were they? Datsuk was the one that Draisaitl said. Crosby was the one that Connor McDavid said. Who were you?
I was Guy Lafleur because of my really good mullet.
I'd have been Mark Messier. Anyways, it's going to be a fantastic finish to what has been a whopper of a series. History is going to be made in one way or another in game number 7.